has become an American tradition.
Let's have a parade!
Over the past 80 years, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade has evolved from a raucous procession of amateur performers to today's high-tech holiday extravaganza. Today, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade consists of 2.5 miles of marching bands, Broadway shows, elaborate animated floats, and of course, those giant balloons. In all, 8,000 marchers make their way from Central Park West to the Macy's flagship store in Herald Square. 3.5 million spectators line the streets of New York City, while another 65 million watch on television. Creating this spectacle takes a year-round effort from the artisans at the Macy's Parade Studio in Hoboken, New Jersey. The animals and other characters found on a modern Macy's float are formed from blocks of styrofoam with this cutting tool called a hot wire. Details are then meticulously sculpted into the styrofoam by hand. The styrofoam is coated with hard coat, a flame-retardant plastic, which creates a tough waterproof shell.
Macy's is an all-weather parade. We do it year after year, so there always has to be some type of skin on it to protect the artwork.
In 1980, after a 53-year partnership with Macy's, Goodyear decided to get out of the balloon-making business. So the department store decided to take a chance and bring balloon construction in-house to the Parade Studio. Working with clay, studio artists form the lifelike characters that will soar above the crowds on Parade Day. Once the clay model is finished and polished, a solid version is molded out of plastic.
Now the mold is in 2 parts. The inner section, which is placed directly over the clay, is a silicone rubber. So that gives us a flexible mold. This outer shell is a rigid plastic that is put over it to cradle that. It's called a mother mold.
Through this process called rotocasting, 2 urethane plastics are mixed together. Once combined, the chemicals will harden, creating a cast model. Now the challenge is to take this model and recreate it on a much larger scale. This is done at Aerostar, a manufacturing facility where a scaled-up version can be translated onto fabric. The strips of fabric are then seamed and heat-sealed together. The final step is matching the paint scheme from the studio model. When the balloon is complete, it's inflated with air to ensure there are no leaks or other defects.
If it leaks, then we have a repair to do. If not, if it sits for 6 hours, then we know it's probably going to last long enough to get all the way down the route and through the finish line.
And finally, when the balloons are inflated and the entire parade is lined up, it's time for those famous words.
3, 2,